Check, check. Hello, everybody. Here we are at Toledo, where Detroit City just got a massive W. What?
Monday with the right foot. It's in the back of the net.
Well, on paper would say, yeah.
316 minutes.
Yes.
316 minutes.
Uh-huh.
That's an awful long time
That is.
between goals.
That is.
The 88th minute when Alex Villanueva got the final goal against Orange County up until the 44th minute.
Uh-huh.
But we will be talking about that in a little bit here as we look at the highlights.
As Dilly Railing would say, Doctor, Los Estados highlights.
Yes, third minute of play here. Chance for North Carolina. This could have put them up by a score of 1-0. However, foul inside the box.
Yeah,
Denied. But for Detroit City,
he gave the one. That's good.
Yeah, but for Detroit City all day long, I tell you what, Achis Juve had a chance here, sailed over the crossbar into the Playfair. You know, he had his chances this afternoon, but you know what? Coming up, he might make his due. Here's Juve again, coming up here in the 21st minute of play. You got to feel for the man.
Yeah.
I mean, another nice deflected by the goalkeeper right into the post.
Yeah, I know.
Still 0-0 after 22 minutes of play here. Opportunity here. Juve again, but thwarted off. Yeah, thwarted off. And, like I said, all the frustration there. And this was in the 28th minute of play here where that happened. But I'll tell you what, there's no man that came up big. Here's somebody that came up big here. We thought Carlos Herrera was coming up big. Look at Steven Carroll, man.
On the line near the depth, swatting it out.
Defense doing what they need to do right there.
There you go, Steven. I see you there. And this is a shot.
That was just, this is a, and like I said, Carlos Herrera later on the, on the spot kick there. And you know what? He was just solid all day long today. All day long. This is a penalty.
Yes.
So Daniel went down in the box in the 42nd minute of play. He would then go to the line, and after 316 minutes of scoreless play for Detroit City FC,
this happened.
Can we say
his name? I thought it was Darren, but it was Jeceil Cedeno.
The streak is over.
Yes, he scored. Detroit City won. New York Carolina zip.
And needless to say, Detroit City needed that advantage right there going into the half, as Carlos had to make a couple big saves coming up here. This one here, off the throw-in.
Oh, he just reached it.
Too high. I mean, these guys have got some strong arms. We're going to see another throw-in coming up there where Carlos Herrera had to, shall we say, do a little extra work here. This time in the 51st minute of play, actually the 6 minute stoppage time there. Punch that out of the way, and then we go into the half.
Feeling good in the neighborhood. 1 zip.
Yep, feeling good in the neighborhood. 1 zip between the two sides. Oh, actually, no. This is the throw. This is another throw-in right here. There's Herrera bagging it down. 1 zip after 45 minutes of play at Keyworth Stadium. Heading in the second half, Carlos Herrera still standing on his head here. This corner kick here in the 63rd minute of play as Herrera just knocks it away.
In the way to the playoffs, you need those big key saves there.
Yes, indeed. You are right there, Steve. And moving on along next to the 71st minute of play. And, you got to feel good here, when you have, solid goalkeeping, solid defense. And, even, when North Carolina would have their best chances on the afternoon, you need for your keeper to come up big. And there's Carlos Herrera again off another rebound. It was like a hockey stop there.
I know.
in the 72nd minute of play. And but we have a set piece here in the 74th minute. Ryan Williams will deliver this ball into the box. We got a couple angles of this right here. Off Mensa, off the rebound. Ates Ju finally finds the back of the net. It is 2-0 Detroit City FC. And as one, shall we say, Mr. Don Meredith would say, turn out the lights. The party's over.
Although it's a daily game.
Yeah, and here's another angle of that kick there. Beautiful ball placed by Ryan Williams there into the scrum. And, of course, Juve getting it off the rebound there. Kind of hard to see with the sun there, but you know what? That's all it was needed right there for Detroit City FC. Big goal right there. Going into later action in the match here, Carlos Herrera coming up big once again. This time here looks like Dolabella trying to put it into the back of the net. Herrera denies him, and then Herrera would deny one more time, this time in the 85th minute of play. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Detroit City with the 2-0 victory here at Keyworth Stadium.
And they get maximum points.
Maximum points, which was very much needed in this playoff run. Ahead of Tampa Bay taking on whoever they're playing tonight. Yeah, we're going back to ahead of Tampa Bay taking on Monterey Bay at 7:30, ahead of Indy 11 taking on Louisville City also at 7:30 tonight. You're going to get those highlights coming up in a little bit here on Around the Sea of what happened in those matches. But most definitely a great performance by Detroit City FC, and kind of one, as I said, it was absolutely needed tonight.
I know. You have to go back to the you needed that 3-point after a couple of disappointments. Would put their playoff chances in jeopardy. Now you can take 3-point off the magic number, which was 12 at the beginning of the week, to 9. We'll see what happens to all the other teams, but could be reduced further.
And with the Tampa Bay loss, that would drop down even 3 more points because they are in the 9th spot right now. I believe it is. Let me check real quick here. Boom, boom, boom.
The Detroit City.
I know, with a Rhode Island loss, and they play tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Tomorrow, Rhode Island will be taking on the Las Vegas Lights, 5 o'clock game. I believe that game is on CBS.
Probably.
ESPN2, actually. Okay. I believe that game's on at ESPN2. Hi, Joe. How you doing?
Bombing your shot, almost. There's my friend Megan. Hello.
Yeah. And but yeah, needless to say, going into that, that's going to be a huge match to watch tomorrow at 5 o'clock over at Centerville Lake Stadium.
Well, this was the only game at 4 o'clock, and everybody else is elsewhere. So, to co-radioing again, can we examine those highlights, Doctor, of everything else in this season tonight?
Let's examine those highlights around the sea, including the Jägermeister Cup final.
Okay.
Patterson steps, fires, and scores. He turns Thoreau to stone. He has put Birmingham in front.
Cities, and I think it's just going to be tremendous to watch for both of these leagues, but also for the product of football domestically.
Good ball out wide, Gavalanis here. Some real estate, he scores!
Wonderful by Davila to stop his progress. Using his body well there, Taylor Davila. Turning defense into attack. Davila on his right, skips past the challenge. Davila! Oh, what a finish! He does it all. On both sides of the ball. Taylor Davila dominating. Wow.
Pasias
Iglesias, right on the keeper, gets the rebound, and scores! How about the brace for 28?
High up the field, Morocco providing support, angling for space across Tejada! Finally the breakthrough for the Switchbacks, Juan Tejada!
FC Tulsa knocking on the door again. Weber for three! Oh, it is three! Jamie Weber, it doesn't matter which foot you give him, he will strike it home. This one with the left foot. Goalkeeper no chance. FC Tulsa, the ice.
Rakowski dancing, Maples, and Maples slots it home. New Mexico United has their goal and has all but locked up their spot in the playoffs.
Talon Maples making no mistake. Stepped up to the very same spot of grass where he could not beat Patrick Rakowski.
One of these starts for Neil Collins' side. Carriaga from distance. And from outside the 18, the Hartford Athletic have found a way in the 51st minute. Samuel Carriaga has been one of the best players for Hartford in the Cup, and he does it again here in the finale.
Let's go have some fun. Jordan Scarlett, everyone.
At a moment a city and a club have been waiting for since their inception.
All right, with Jeceil Cedeno, he got us. It was 316 minutes until you took the penalty kick late in the first half before Detroit City ended up putting something on the board. I mean, great to get that off your back after 3 straight disappointing shutouts.
Yeah, of course. All glory to God. You know, we've been working really hard. The past 3 weeks, we got 3 losses, which 2 of them we didn't deserve, to be honest. And we just wanted to make it right today for the people, for the club, and for us. You know, it's an important part of the season. We need to keep going in a run to go into the playoffs, the great form.
Especially keeping pace with teams like Indy 11 and Tampa Bay right now. And we just noticed, I think Birmingham was up 1-0 as we're speaking right now. Late season surge here. I mean, you know, like I said, you had some disappointing results. Great positive win today. How can you keep this going forward?
Of course, you know, we try to focus on ourselves, to be honest, every week. I think if we keep winning, we don't have to worry about anyone else. So it's good that we got the 3 points today. Now it's time to recover and then keep the momentum for the next week at home.
Now the focus will be on Loudoun United, one of the most surprising team. Your first game wasn't a good one, but hey, you're at home next week. How important a must-win game, do-or-die situation for next week is?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it's a final every week now, so we have to go with the same mentality as today. Keep getting better in the training ground. You know, it's always tough to come here and get a result if you're an opponent, so we just have to do what we did today and even better so we can get the 3 points as well next week.
Yep, keeping focus on what you guys got to do, because it's all about you guys. You can't worry about anybody else, because everybody else will be probably playing later on in the evening next week and all that stuff, and then 2 very important road games right after that.
Yeah, and
Charleston Battery, and of course going down to LA to take on the Rowdies. We don't know what Rowdies team's going to show up on that night, because they've been one of those teams that's like you either see them, they're either up or they're down.
Yeah, it's important to go game by game. You know, of course we have 2 away games. We just focusing on next week, and then like you said, we have to win the next one, and then we stay in the run for the playoffs.
All right. Hey, happy for you to join us today.
Hey, celebrate with the boys. Nice win. Nice penalty kick, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right. We thank the penalty kick scorer Jeceil Cedeno for joining us there after the match tonight.
And believe it or not, I jumped the gun. I thought it was Darren Fifth. I thought he was the primary PK.
I had
so
to
guess
correct
what?
him. I had to correct him.
I had to delete that one. Oh my!
Yeah, Cedeno going down the box, and Cedeno ended up being one with the PK for Detroit City to get that victory tonight. And it's a very important. Now we finally got out the as I mentioned at the top, 316 minutes it was for Detroit City to actually finally get something behind the net. And he was Jeceil was saying during the interview, there was a couple really frustrating losses in that stretch there. Games that they really felt they should have won.
Could have won, should have won, but didn't win.
Yeah, especially against Lexington, in which they lost in the final minutes. And then, we both saw what happened against Louisville, too, because, you give up a goal early, 6 minutes into the match, but you still played strong enough where you could get it, get some points in that one. Unfortunately, that didn't come to fruition, and thus, ended up being a loss there. But, big, huge 3 points tonight for Detroit City.
About that.
Oh, man. But now, what is it going to – okay, next week.
Loudon
United. And, of course, the last time we faced those guys, it was Abdi Abdikora got a couple goals in that. Got a goal. I think it got a goal or two in that one. And it was not a good day for Detroit City FC.
I know. That was the only that was the plummet that started our sort of winless streak, and now
it was right in the middle of the winless streak. Going back a little bit here to that game here on June 14th, it was a 3-2 affair where Abdikora scored in the 38th minute after Ben Morris started things off in the 22nd minute with the goal. But Abdikora's 2 goals was the pace in that one.
Was that Ben Moore's last goal before he went on IR?
I would think so. Either that, I wonder if it was before he had the. I think he had a goal. I want to say he had a goal in Jägermeister Cup, but I wasn't sure on that one. I have to check the timeline on that. But Abdikora had a hell of a match in that one.
Yeah.
He was man of the match, 9.11 rating on that.
According to Fob Mob.
Yeah, on that rank. But he's been injured, and he has been. He hasn't been putting the goals in the back of the net as of late.
I know he scored one last week, but he hasn't been.
It's been a while for him. It's been a long while for him. And lately, he, as I mentioned, he's been coming off the bench for them. A little bit of it, like I said, a little bit of an injury bug, but now he's back into form and all that stuff. But this Loudon United team, they're fighting desperately right now to try to stay in that top 4.
With Hartford looking in that top 4 spot, although they're not playing tonight, they have their Iggy Up finals as we record this.
Yeah, and exactly. And North Carolina dropping points too may not be good for Hartford, or may not be good in their case either, because with Hartford, Hartford's got a game in hand now because of that Jägermeister Cup final that's taking place.
And
tonight.
remember they had to reschedule games Sacramento and Hartford had just for this Jäger Cup final.
I think it's Hartford because I think Sacramento had their game in midweek, but I'm not sure if that was a already scheduled affair or if it was it was moved or whatever it was. I wasn't sure of it, and I didn't look too much into research on that one. Nonetheless, though, two big like I said, a big victory here tonight. Got to keep that momentum up next week when you're going up against when you're going up against Loudon.
And it's going to be something special next week, but next week will be the last home game, which will include the presentation of the Black Arrow MBT.
Absolutely.
Named after the first American Celtic player, Gil Scott Heron.
Yes, American soccer legend, as a matter of fact. And who will be taking home the bike this year? That is going to be.
If you heard our pregame prediction, I'm thinking Darren.
Nope, I'm going with that. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
And you can,
you can let us know on the. We're on the Faithful for Detroit City Discord. Let us know your thoughts on the Black Arrow Award, and we'll talk about it next week on the musings and on Soccer Night in Detroit.
And you can still vote until this week, right?
Yes, I believe so. I'm not sure what the final date is offhand, but Yeah. Sometime I think I want to say midweek or whatever it is. DebtCity.com as far as that goes, and also on the Detroit City FC app.
And it's going to be a celebration of this year in soccer here in Detroit. And it's going to be special because it's going to be the next to last season finale at Keyword. Can you believe it? We're almost a year away out from saying goodbye to the stadium.
Oh, I know. And like I said, I'll be down. Actually, I'll be down in Corktown next week for a walk, and I might take a gander of what's going on there on Michigan and 20th while I'm in the travels down there before I head out here for another edition of Soccer Night in Detroit. And don't forget, we got the musings coming up this week. We'll be back on Wednesday this week as far as the musings go. We'll be talking everything, anything,
we
and
have
everything.
We had a week and a half of newsworthy stories if we can find one.
Yeah, especially one thing we forgot to touch on was the Open Cup. Congratulations to Nashville SC on winning the U.S. Open Cup, beating Austin FC in that final.
Believe it or not, I don't watch a lot of MLS action, and I haven't followed the Open Cup ever since all the USLC teams, except for one team who went on the next round. When they all got wiped out, I said, forget it.
It's an important competition nonetheless in the United States. And
but
Nashville SC, that's their first ever trophy.
Yeah, first ever silverware.
Yes, first ever silverware for that club.
I have to ask one question because I was watching the game on Wednesday, and after Austin scored their first goal, there was smoke in the stands. I noticed. And everybody complained about us throwing smoke in the stand. It's a U.S. Open Cup. It's just like, okay.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We have our own traditions. Everybody else has theirs. So, you know, I mean, it's nice to see the fan support or whatever. Now, was the smoke handmade or was it machine made?
Probably handmade. Probably machine made. I'm not sure.
Yep. Keeping it safe though.
Keeping
it safe. But nonetheless, big victory for Detroit City FC this afternoon here at Keyworth Stadium. Like I said, we'll see you midweek for the musings. We'll talk a whole plethora of topics. Open Cup being one of those. A bunch of topics going in, and there's a certain league that we were in that's having a tournament this week in Washington Township, I believe.
What, Washington Township again? Home of that guy for 10 MLS?
But they're not participating in it. But we'll lead into that too.
Do anybody care? I'm going to say this right now.
Well, I'll tell you, one team cared enough that they're going to try League One, and we'll talk about that as well.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us once again. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that. And hey, get on that Discord and let's talk about who you feel as the Black Arrow Award winner.
And one more thing, go Tigers!
That's right. Keep it in the ground and keep reaching for the galaxy.